Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to install the Whiteline rear sway bar and sway bar end links. I'm also going to put in a new shift boot from Bride, but I won't feature that. I'll just show you guys how to install the sway bar and the sway bar end links. As usual, you guys know my 3 rules. Rule number 1 is use proper tools, get a proper torque. Second rule is if you don't know what you're doing, see a professional. And the last rule is don't use credit, use cash, save your money, and don't go broke buying car parts. Now I'm gonna show you guys what you need to install this sway bar and the end links. You guys are gonna need a jack. You guys, it's optional for this one, but it'd probably be better if you got a little creeper. They're cheap over at Harbor Freight. Jack stands, gloves, a socket set, a torque wrench, some PB blaster if your suspension parts are a little bit rusted or they're hard to take off, some open-ended or ratcheting wrenches, pliers just in case, and a big flathead just in case, and then some Allen keys. That's pretty much gonna be it. All right, so we're going to take these end links out. I'm about to lower the car. I already have the jack stand set up, so don't worry, I'm not gonna get it dropped on me and die. We need to take these out. We need to take these out on either side. And then that should be it for the sway bar. And there's also one, I can't be mad, I do that same shit. And then there's gonna be another nut up here that we're gonna take out. So again, it's gonna be these support brackets, this bolt, which you're gonna hold with an Allen key. And then you're gonna take it off. And this one on the top. So if your end links do this, that is not a good thing. This should not happen. So for a comparison, right? These are the new ones. And check this out. Right, I'm tugging pretty hard on these. Pretty tough on these. And yeah, not having any of that play. Now, take the same one, right? These are the OEM ones. This is bad. This is awful. Also want you to take a look in the difference between these two sway bars. This one is 27 millimeters. And I think this one's like 21 or 22. Basically just reinforcing the back here. Your biggest ride quality difference is definitely going to come from the end links. What we're gonna do now on the new sway bar is we're going to put the polyurethane bushings, the bushing lubricant, and the lock collars on. With the part where the Allen key goes in on the outside, we're going to use the OEM mounting brackets to put it back in the vehicle in the same spot. So the next part of this install that we have to do is put the sway bar end links in. And what we're gonna do is get the 2 skinny washers with a real tiny hole, marry them up together. Same thing with the fat washers with the bigger hole in them. And on the outside where the nut is supposed to be touching the washer, it's supposed to feel really soft and sort of more round, and then the inside where it connects to the sway bar is supposed to be really flat and kind of more rough feeling. This is the orientation that I'm referring to. So you see how I have the washer on top. I have my Allen key in the center of the all thread, I guess you can call it. I don't know what the fucking name is for it. And then I have a 17 millimeter wrench on the nut. And so I'm gonna hold on this side, place my hand against the lower control arm, and then I'm gonna ratchet it down just enough to where I get the threads sort of handled almost all the way. You want a little bit of play so that way when the sway bar gets put in, it's really, really easy. And then you can move these end links to make it fit, because if you tighten it down all the way, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So this is what I'm referring to. They've got a lot of play, but I went ahead and knocked down the bolt almost all the way on the threads. Same thing on this side. So that way, when we put the sway bar in, we'll be able to adjust it pretty easily. So now that we have the end links in, we're gonna put in our brand new sway bar. So basically, the tighter you want it to be, so the less roll is the farther in you're gonna go. Most of the Whiteline ones actually have a 3-hole setting, so I'm gonna go to a harder setting because I want it to be nice and stiff when I'm going around corners. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna take these polyurethane bushings. You don't need lube, but it does come with the lube. These are pretty much a lubricant-less technology, but I don't know, I kind of have my superstitions, and all you need is a really light coat, so don't go too crazy with it. And then we're gonna put these lock collars in. We're just gonna make sure that the threads go all the way through. And then once it's in the vehicle, we're gonna go ahead and lock her down. Now I got them on. I have just enough play in the lock collars to be able to slide them, but not enough to where it's gonna fall off. And you definitely don't wanna over tighten these to the point where the lock washer's too squished, because some shit will fucking break and it's gonna be a bad time for everybody. And the last thing we're gonna do before we put it on, we're gonna line up these brackets in with this bushing right here, and then we're just gonna slap this joker in the car. And then once that's done, we're gonna tighten these collars because we know we have it to the right spot once we put the end link ends in here. And then we're going to tighten everything down, and then we're gonna take it for a ride. So my phone died when I was trying to finish up, but essentially you're gonna torque the 2 bracket bolts to 40 foot-pounds. I'm gonna show you what those look like now. So this one and this one, make sure you put Loctite on it. And this one, make sure you have Loctite on it. For these orange collars, once these are in, make sure that they're nice and snug, so that way the washer's flat and you can kind of see it through the crack there. And then another 2/3 of a turn all the way. These are supposed to be pointing downward. So just make sure that you put these in correctly. This is what it looks like. Let me see if I can zoom out. It's in the vehicle. Ready to go. Let's go take it for a test drive. So right out the gate, man, just leaving my garage, going through the driveway. My garage isn't perfectly straight, so there is a little bit of this going on the way out. And man, I guess I had some really bad inlinks, man, because there's no clunking, none of that kind of stuff. It just kind of feels like a brand new vehicle. I guess that's maybe what I was missing, because I would notice, like, as I go around corners, I'd kind of and I thought it was the coilovers. Like, I thought it was the spring to my divorce setup in the back, when in reality I think it was that. Let's take it for a ride. I'm about to scrape so bad. Hold on, I'm gonna get a sound, maybe y'all can hear it. No noise at all. The car just feels so good, man. Let's go around this way, see if I hear a clunking noise. Oh, dude, it was definitely the end links. Everything feels tighter. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And then I think the next project is gonna be our front mount intercooler, and then we will upgrade to a stage 2 tune. So stay ready for it, it's coming.